Alright, we're going to cover how to do BJCC in the Epic of Alexander in 2023 as Melee 2 playing Black Mage. It's a pretty fun one, but how difficult it is depends on the people around you, less so than yourself. But let's cover it here. Let's cover it. So at the end of the limit cut, if you remember, we're standing northwest clock spot on the inner circle, which is left of the A marker. Main tank gets the north spot, or A. Melee 2 gets northwest. In this particular example, we dropped our buffs at the end of Living Liquid, which is not ideal. So we have no buffs going into this. We're going to Swift Cast Blizzard 3, Sharp Cast, Double Thunder Dot, and then we're going to Ley Lines, Fire 3, and just blast Cruise Chaser with as many Fire 4s as possible before Brute Justice finishes casting Link Up. We're going to wait 1 GCD after Link Up finishes, just in case we're baiting the Chakrams. Then we're going to move out to our clock spot, or go north or go west if the Chakram is in the way. So let's watch how that plays out here. Alright, they're here. Here comes the Blizzard 3. We're casting Blizzard 4 as well, and then the Thunder Dots here. Thunder 3 on one, Thunder 3 on the other, and then we actually transposed here instead of Thunder 3 or Fire 3 on accident. So now we need to fix that. That's not going to happen to you, you're going to do it right, but we're going to triple cast here early to make up for this and get our Thunder 3 or our Fire 3 going. This is pretty much a cursed pull for me, and that's okay. So now there's Link Up, that's what it looks like, and you see this gold icon around Ari here. That means he's baiting a Chakram, so he should probably wait 1 GCD before moving out. But I usually do it anyways, and then we slowly back up into our corner. And you'll see the Chakrams are north-south this particular time. Just make sure you're not in their way. Respect them. Give them a wide berth. Right? And then see how wide that is? Very wide. Gotta respect it. Look how close Zach is to death. Gotta respect it. We'll teleport back to our lane lines here to get out of the explosion. And shortly, we'll swap to Brute Justice. Right here. That's the first mechanic. Seems like a lot was going on there, but really all we did was stand in middle, attack Cruise Chaser, move out, wait, move back in. Right? Okay, what's next? We're in our clock spot still, and our partner is always going to be counterclockwise to us, so our partner is this healer, Lala. They have a blue thing above their head. You could have a thing above your head, it doesn't matter. You're going to touch that partner, you're going to kiss them, just like that, and then you're going to step off of them. So watch this. HP goes down to 1, that's your sign, and then I tap them, and then I get out of the way. I am now out of the way. This is important, because everyone else is going to move. Now at this point, debuffs go out. As Melee 2, all you need to know is that you could get the lightning debuff. It's on Ari right now, this little Thunderbolt. If you get that Thunderbolt, instead of standing here, we're going to stand over here. And make sure that when that buff expires, you're standing next to the main tank. But since we don't have a buff, we're just going to chill right here and wait for everyone else to do their thing. I actually like to stand in the hitbox to make room for the healers to move after. But there's Ari, the purple player has lightning. And so you don't want to be too close to him. So you'll see I back up just a little bit just in case. And then the water goes off, the lightning goes off. And we don't really have to do anything here, but I move back into the hitbox to make room for this healer to run past me. And this is just something that we've established by playing together a lot, that this works best for them, so I make this adjustment for them. In a lot of groups you probably won't have to do that, maybe you will. But we're just attacking Brute Justice now, and waiting. And since we're Melee 2, that's all you need to know. We're gonna just keep attacking Brute Justice. There's mechanics going off. You literally don't need to understand them. If you don't want to, you can just sit here, and everyone else needs to do their job, right? Now, here's something you do need to know. After this enumeration happens, this big circle, it's time for second pass. You've got to touch Lala. You've got to touch your partner again, but there could be ice here, and there's a water tornado. If you get too close to the water tornado, you die. This ice AoE, you can't touch it or you die. And it grows bigger in a couple seconds, so you need to be away from it so you don't touch it when it grows. So we're going to touch, and then you see the ice is down, the water tornado is now frozen, so it's safe. And we're just going to stand right here. We don't have to worry about anything else. We are attacking Brute Justice. This is why Black Mage on Melee 2 is so good. We're not in anyone's way. We don't risk wiping the group by kissing the wrong person at the wrong time. We are just safe, dealing damage. I do make sure to dot both bosses, but this is again not a perfect rotation. Now when he's casting Verdict, your team's going to line up. This is the hardest part of BJCC. Check this out. The tanks and healers are going to line up and you're going to get a buff. So it's a little bit harder when you have the buff above your head, because you have to look at your debuffs and say, I have this buff, who needs it? In this particular example, we don't have a buff, and our debuff is purple exclamation point. So whoever has purple, we need to touch them once the shield is broken. And I'll talk about the shield in just a second. But we can see here that who has purple debuff? It's Shinigami, the warrior. And I know that the warrior stacks south because it's main tank, healer, healer, off tank, right? So we need to touch the purple player at some point here. So what we're going to do is save a Xenoglossy. Usually melee don't do this, but as Black Mage we can. We're going to wait for people to get into position, and then I'm going to run right between these players, and they know that I'm going to do this, right? They leave me enough space to do this, and the Summoner and the Fizz range both know not to be between the one. The middle is my lands as the melee 2. And the reason for that is because A, I'm going to attack Brute Justice, B, I'm going to break the shield on Cruise Chaser because I'm a hard carry Black Mage, and you should be too. And then we're going to be able to pivot in position for our pass while letting everyone else go first if necessary. Check this out. So we have a Xeno, we're casting Fire Wand to renew our buff, and then there's the Plasma Shield. Cruise Chaser spawns a Plasma Shield that can only be damaged if you're in front of him. That's why the group leaves me room to run through the middle so that I can get in front of Cruise Chaser. And I'm going to use a Xenoglossy Instacast to break this shield. Check this out. Boom. Done. That easy. You'll never wipe to that mechanic if you have this level of precision, but it takes practice. Now, I'm going to triple cast here, and here's the problem. If you touch the wrong person, it kills everyone. DW, the Summoner, needs to go in and pass to someone. I think it's either orange or blue. Ari over here needs to pass to somebody. Zach needs to pass to somebody. And me, I need to pass to this warrior because, again, I need the purple debuff. He has the purple debuff. How do I get there without killing anyone? There's only one way to do it. I'm going to let everyone go first. Check this out. And it's going to make him panic a little bit, but watch. I'm going to wait. Right? Okay. Zach grabbed his blue buff. D's going for his green buff. Ari's going for his orange. And then I go for my purple. Just like that. Okay. See? That's the most complicated it could possibly be, with the exception of you being the person passing the buff because you have a debuff at the same time. So if you look now, I have the purple exclamation point and the purple buff. That's what it would look like. And so you have to remember to look at the exclamation point and then look at your party list and say, okay, who else has this exclamation point? Right? So like I have the blue. Where's their exclamation point? Oh, they need, green, whatever. You gotta match their exclamation point to your color. Since we did not have a color, we needed to match their color to our exclamation point debuff. That's the most complicated part. Study that, understand that, and this will be easy. But for the rest of the fight, the lineup order is blue, purple, orange, green in front of this ice block. Since we're purple, we're the first one here because we're melee 2. right? We don't give a cluck about anything. We do what we want, right? So we're gonna stand here for the rest of the fight, pretty much. Check this out. They have mechanics. I don't care about them. I really don't. I mean, I know how they work, right? Like I do the callouts and stuff for this, but you don't need to. You know, you can keep it simple. We're just gonna stand here, and if we die, it's not my fault, right? But we're not gonna die. See? We're just gonna sit here. Now at this point, you're attacking Brute Justice anyways because you're melee, but everyone swaps to Brute Justice here, and we're gonna blow our 2-minute cooldowns in a second on Brute Justice. Here's Gavel. You do not move until those colors are gone. Alright, colors are gone. What we're going to do now is move to the left and place our ley lines. You need to move to the left here or you'll die. Here, ley lines, boom. Just attack Brute Justice until he goes away. Both bosses have to die at the same time, and they will. As long as your group is somewhat cognizant of it. You'll be tap targeting to reapply Thunder Dots, so that'll give you your chance. But he's going to jump away here. Someone else will bait it. Boom, not your problem. And now you attack Cruise Chaser. And that's why you blow your 2 minutes on Brute Justice. Alright. Brute Justice is coming in. We're going to blow him up. And that is Brute Justice in CC. That's all there is to it. You really have a lot of downtime as melee too, which is why Black Mage is so perfectly suited for that position, because Black Mage excels even more with downtime than other jobs. So that's it. That's Brute Justice. And I think there's nothing else to cover, but if you get a question, leave me a comment. Blah, 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 blah.